there's always one thing that makes you think of Christmas.
That's right.
That will always be around.
Well,
maybe always.
Maybe not always.
It has been around for a long time,
It's been
though.
around all my life.
And I know you've been waiting anxiously to get out here and talk about your interview with Bob Hope.
Can't wait, Bob Hope.
Well, take it away, Richard.
All right. Bob Hope is back tomorrow night with his annual Christmas special. And yesterday I had the opportunity to talk with Hope about the special, Christmas, and a lot of other things. Most of the time when we say it's a pleasure to have somebody on our show, we're just being polite, but in this case it truly is a pleasure. Mr. Hope, I have to tell you this, you're one of my inspirations for getting into the television business. I used to pretend I was you when I was a little kid. Do you hear that a lot?
You're kidding.
No, really. I used to pretend I was Bob Hope, honest to goodness.
I'd like to have seen that.
Well, I'm sure it was nowhere near as good as the real thing, but you are... you've been around forever on TV. I mean, ever since I was a little kid.
That's right. That's right. I've been on TV about 45, 46 years.
Yeah, well, much longer than I was a little kid. But do you ever find it hard to come up with new and fresh ideas for your programs?
Oh, yeah, but then I blame the writers. I have the writers all lined up and shot.
Well, it sounds like a good idea. After we get rid of the lawyers, we'll do the writers next.
Right.
I heard a story one time, and maybe you can give me a little more background on this. In your vaudeville days, I heard that you lost a vaudeville partner to a food poisoning tragedy on the road. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. The first partner I had, he died in somewhere in Kentucky or something like that. Died from ptomaine poisoning.
Now, is it also true that from then on you have been very cautious about where you eat?
True, true, true.
Anything that we could, because I know a lot of us don't take it for granted now. I mean, when we go on the road, we just stop and eat somewhere. Do you have anything in particular that you look for in a eatery?
Well, I usually try to find the best spot, you know, to eat, and when I get to a town. I've been around so long, I usually know where they are.
Well, I'm getting a little off the beaten path, but that was something I was always fascinated with when I read about your life. This upcoming Christmas special you did just down the road from us in San Antonio.
That's right.
Why San Antonio?
Well, we were invited down there for this fiesta, and I thought that'll give us a good chance to get some different material. And I kissed a whale, and I walked in with the penguins, and one of them nipped me a little bit.
Well, now, you've had bad experiences with animals before. I believe I remember something about the camel getting...
Camel spit in my eye and rode to Morocco. You're absolutely right. They've been waiting for me, those animals.
They're laying in wait for you. Looking back on all of the television shows, Christmas shows in particular, any one moment stand out to you that you just think, gosh, this is what it's all about?
So many moments stand out, you know, for the Christmas shows. So I was in Saigon with the general riding to my hotel, and 15 minutes before I got there, they blew it up. Then they found out that the Viet Cong blew it up, and they were after me. They found that out. But we've had a lot of fun.
Well, speaking of Vietnam, you've just gone above and beyond the call of duty, going to perform for soldiers all over the world in conflict since World War II. But during Vietnam, you took a little bit of flack, a little bit of heat for that. Do you think now, given the attitude toward Vietnam veterans in the 90s, do you think your position has somewhat been vindicated since?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. You know, there's always nobody wants a war. And they try to give an excuse for ending it, you know, before you get over there. But I was there 9 straight years. And after you got over there, it didn't make any difference.
Well, I know we've just sort of gone from everything from soup to nuts on this interview, but it isn't every day that one gets to talk to one of his idols. I sure appreciate you taking the time to talk and reminisce, and I'm going to be one of the millions tuned in Saturday night at 7 for your 4-star Christmas fiesta, I'll tell you that.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Looking forward to it. Bob Hope,
right,
thank you so very much.
All right, right.
He's looking pretty good for 89 years old.
89 years old. Can you believe Bob Hope, 89?
He and George Burns seem like...
George Burns is 97.
They'll live forever.
Yeah, and you know, George has already booked the Palladium in London for his 100th birthday bash.
Right.
So,
I'm sure he'll make it.
Yeah, well, looks pretty good right now at any rate. Just George just keeps smoking those cigars and hanging around those women. I think he'll make it.
Betty was wondering where you got all those vaudeville questions. My goodness, he thought you were Fred Allen reincarnated.
Yeah, he probably thought you were 89 years old.
My goodness.
I meant to ask him a question about
You know,
Fred Allen, but we ran out of time.
Those of you who don't remember Fred Allen, Fred Allen was an old radio comedian.
They were rivals.
That's right. And
A
I bet
friendly
he said,
rival.
who is this? Fred?
I tell you what, I think sometimes I was born to be in his era more than my own.
I think you're right,
I
Richard.
sometimes
Some of the
wonder,
things
too.
you come up with. We've got to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll tell you why there are hundreds of people flocking to a small Texas town.
Is Bob Hope there?
No, I don't think he's made it there yet. But just to get a postmark. We'll be right back.
38 degrees.